What is the impetus for this? Have they been finding bombs in phones lately?
Well, they're not saying that specifically. They often are, scanning the terrorism situation in different countries, and when the TSA comes up with something that they're really concerned about, they will go ahead and institute some new rules. That's what we're seeing in this case. It's overseas airports with flights that come into the U.S. There's some airports we know in Africa, the Middle East, and at least a few in Europe, including Heathrow.
So just a few international flights will be subjected to this?
Well, it could be more than a few. I mean, it is a collection of airports. The TSA won't say exactly which airports, but they are airports that have flights that are en route to the United States. So it could be, airports from countries that are known to be to have active, cells of terrorists, but it also could be airports in Europe, with flights that originate in some of these other countries, and then there's a connecting flight for a destination in the United States.
Now, talk to me a little bit about the technology here, because all of those machines that we already put all of our stuff through anyway, that we walk through, they can't detect whether a phone is hiding a bomb or is potentially a remote detonator for a bomb?
Well, yeah, we don't know exactly what they're looking for or what they're worried about. We do know that in previous cases, the technology that terrorists use for making bombs has changed at various times. Just a few years ago, the main concern was, mechanical bombs. Maybe 5 years ago, the TSA became a lot more focused on liquids, and that's why we've had all these restrictions on liquids and the 311 rule with liquids and bags. As you note, electronics do go through the scanners, but they're looking for something specific. They don't go into a lot of details because it's terrorism related, and they don't want to, tip off the terrorists everything they know. But we do know that they are asking people to turn on their electronics before they're allowed to board a flight. It's not every person. It's kind of a random selection. But the main message for travelers is make sure those electronics are charged, because they are serious about this. And if you're asked to turn something on and it won't turn on, then you have a problem. You're going to be delayed. The airline may take the device from you, and if you need to get on the flight, they may send it to you by a different means, or they may rebook you on a different flight, which will be inconvenient for the traveler.
So, talk to us a little bit about the evolution of the TSA and policies here. Obviously, it's been a long road. The rules are constantly changing. Where do you see what they're doing now, and what's next?
Well, so they're, I think the big question for us in the United States is, will these rules that they've designed for specific airports in Europe, will they migrate across the Atlantic? And if they do, then that will be ratcheting up of inconvenience for the American public. The TSA often runs into some political problems when they do that. Congress, can get involved. In the last couple of years, the TSA has really tried to make the traveling experience easier, and there are things like pre-check, and I know they're still going to try to do that.